Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Vigilantes Season 1, Episode 7. I already watched today's Episode 6. If you want to see my reactions and my thoughts about this Episode 6, I'm gonna put the link into the eye for the video that I made for it. I'm gonna put also the link for the playlist that I made for this anime. I'm gonna put also the links for other animes that I'm reacting to, that I reacted to, including for sure My Hero Academia, the original anime, which is the reason why I decided to react to this one, to this spin-off, because I wanted to be back into that universe, because I missed my boys and girls, you know, my babies and this universe, so that's why I wanted to try this anime. So far so good. With me discovering it, it feels good to be back into this universe with each episode. It feels really like the break of my week, you know. Right now on my schedule I have Severance, I have The Last of Us, I had Andor, like, you know, it was heavy shows to handle with heavy emotions to watch My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It feels a little better. It's like that. Again, when I'm filming right now, it's the day that this episode was out, but on Patreon you're gonna have it in 2 weeks, and on YouTube you're gonna have it even later than that, because in fact on Patreon we have 2 weeks of advance for the videos posted on YouTube, because we have 4 episodes of advance on Patreon. So in fact in YouTube you're gonna see that in 1 month, it means. I'm thinking of it. Maybe a little less than that, but in 1 month. I really don't know if at some point I'm gonna catch up, you know, on this episode, on this season 1. I think that I will, at least for Patreon, but for YouTube, I really don't know. We'll see about it. No matter what, I'm glad to be there for one new episode. The last one was cool. The last one made me think that maybe I found a character that I could particularly appreciate. You know that I always like a lot the main characters that animes, shows, they want me to appreciate, but that I have also always, almost always, something for one secondary character in particular. And right there, to learn more about Soga Kugizaki, to learn about his background and to understand that the boy is sharing, and to understand that the boy shares the exact same opinions than what I do about the fact that kids shouldn't be categorized as soon as they have their quirks, in particular when they have heavy quirks, if I can say it like that. Then they are saying potentially dangerous quirks, and because of that they are discriminated by the other kids, by their teachers, and they are not trained for that, you know, they are not guided enough, and they are not supported, loved enough. On the contrary, they are discriminated, and for me really that entire system can push people to become villains. And for me, like, that's a big subject that I can discuss a lot about, you know, for the original anime. And we had the proof that a kid who has an heavy quirk, which could be dangerous, if that kid is well loved, well supported, well guided, that kid can evolve well. We had the proof of it with Eri, and we had the proof of it with many characters into the original anime, about the fact that it can evolve badly. With Soga right there, I have some hope to see that he was categorized and all, but he knows about it, about this entire system in place, he is against it. And you know, the fact that at some point he wanted to meet our guys to tell them information that he has, that I can appreciate him even more for that, the fact that he had hope for them to listen to him, at least he wanted to take that chance. The fact that he refused to take the trigger drug also to fight against Stendhal, even if it surely meant for him to, you know, to be defeated, to have some issues at the end with that. I really appreciate the boy, and I could appreciate him a lot during the rest of the anime if we're continuing to see him, if we're seeing more of him. I think that for all guys he could become a good ally at some point, maybe also at some point a friend. We'll see about it. And maybe I'm gonna see that right now because I'm gonna watch one episode right now. Remember that if you want, on my Patreon you have these reaction videos with 2 weeks of advance, you have 4 episodes of advance, you have also the 4 reaction part, my reactions and my thoughts to the entire episode in full opacity. Right there on YouTube, on that video, you have the intro and the review. For the reaction part, it's through a link into the description. Through that link, you still have, you know, the reaction part respecting the fair use rules. It's still, you know, respecting the timing of the fair use rules. I'm still playing with opacity no matter what and all to continue to respect this anime. But I'm forced to do things like that to protect my videos, my channel. I'm forced to do things like that. And like I just said, if you want in fact to have 2 weeks of advance, 4 episodes of advance on these reaction videos and to have them in full opacity with the full reaction part, it's on my Patreon. And it's the best way also to support me if you want and if you can. Let's go guys for this episode! It's really not okay for the writers to make a costume like that for a girl who is still a young girl, a teenager. We can see that she's wearing, you know, a school costume, meaning that really she's that young. So for her to have that kind of costume when she's Papa Stepper, it's not okay, and I already talked about it as soon as we discovered her character. And right there, the fact that when you're asking questions about these 3, the only things which are coming about her, it's about her butt, her butt, her butt, her ass, let's see more of her ass, and it's only about that. I think that it says a lot, and I don't understand at the same time, because it means that the writers, they know perfectly what they do and the fact that it's wrong. So what? It's to criticize the fact that they have to do it like that, they have to make her costume like that because it's what people like to see, but they want to show that it's not okay? I don't know. I don't know how it functions into their mind, but clearly it shows a lot. But the fact that what they are saying about the crawler, it's the fact that he's creepy and all, that's I'm sad for him and I don't find him creepy at all. The other things about the fact that he's doing really a little, that he's not showing enough, his quirk, that he's nice, but that's all that we can understand for now, for the beginning, you know, of his story, of his evolution. They only saw that, so that it's logical. And the fact that knuckleduster, it's all about, we don't know anything about him, is really strong and all that, same. We can understand all of the things about that. Oh, that girl, Makoto, she was something like, when she began to talk with Koichi, I was like, you're just being friendly, you just want to help him with what he's studying and all, that's a little weird. Ah, okay, you need something from him because you're from that area. When we learned that it was because of the fact that she wanted to investigate on the Vigilantes, because she's studying that, it's part of her studies, her research and all, I was like, okay, it makes sense because it's into the same area where he lives that the Vigilantes appeared, so okay, it makes sense. But the fact that we discovered after that she's related to the cop, the one who is keeping an eye on them, but also the one who is friends with All Might. The fact that we discovered that she's lying a little about who she is, with her eyes, everything like that. And at the end, we're discovering that in fact she has one quirk, the polygraph quirk, to say if people are lying to her or not. That is such a good quirk. If you're a cop, if you're a journalist, if you're a lawyer, if you're a judge, if you're, you know, it can be such a good quirk. Right there, he managed to save himself just because she didn't pronounce right his name. No, he's not the crawler, he's the crawler. You were right to not correct her and any of them during this entire day of interviews, during which everyone was badly saying your name. You were right to not correct them because it saved you. Not only it didn't put the light on you and the fact that you know his real name when everybody doesn't, but also it saved you right there at the end for that final question. That was a cool episode, a nice one. With this episode and with the previous one, which was about Soga, I had the impression that yes, we used 2 episodes to introduce new characters who are gonna be secondary characters that we're gonna see a lot, who are gonna turn a lot around our 3 main characters. I think that it's a good idea because, for sure, in My Hero Academia we have a lot of characters, maybe a little too much, at least at the beginning, you know, it's hard to remember all of them. But no matter what, for shows and animes in general, 3 characters, it's not enough to make a show, to make an anime. You need more characters, you need secondary characters who can be interesting, and these 2 that we had introduced during the previous episode and during this one can be truly interesting, because right there, this girl, she's hiding something, who she truly is, who are her true intentions, all of that, and Soga clearly can be interesting because he has that position of a potential villain, but in fact maybe he can switch at some point. So that was 2 cool episodes that I watched today, and for me, which are functioning together for that purpose, for the anime, to introduce 2 new characters, and cool ones. And they're not simple ones also, that's what I appreciate. So yes, a cool episode. Tell me what did you think about these 2 episodes, about these 2 characters introduced to us? What do you think about this one? I think that she's not gonna be a real friend because we can't trust her that much. And in fact, we saw also that Poppe Steppe, she's gonna be really like that, you know, with the girl. She's jealous, clearly she's jealous. In a way, I think that we can trust more Soga, not Sago, Soga, than her. What did you think of them? I'm interested by that. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Crazy.